What is going on, YouTube? Dad with a bike. Figured I'd come at you guys and catch up on how things have been. I haven't been able to do any videos this past week because my audio has been on the fritz. It might even be on the fritz. This is like the third time I've tried to record this goofy video today. So, man, I hope it works. So, anyway, the whole idea that I had and what I wanted to do was actually talk to y'all about kind of my pre-flight checks, the things that I do before I go on any kind of long motorcycle ride, multi-day ride, you know, whatever the case may be. So, okay, that's kind of cool. Park's closed. COVID, that sucks. Well, oh well. Guess we won't go there. Anyway, so we'll talk about those pre-flight checks. Stick around and let's talk about my favorite word, maintenance. Alrighty, so maintenance. Maintenance is uber important, right? I mean, it's not like a car. You don't have four wheels, you only got two. Lots of things can go wonky on this thing as you're riding it. So doing maintenance and frequent maintenance on your motorcycle is good. It's good for you, good for your motorcycle, good for the relationship between you and your motorcycle. So it's a positive and good thing for y'all to do. And if this is like the first time you've decided to stop on by my channel, or this video just popped up and you decided to click on it, I'm glad you came. Hope you stay. Click that subscribe, like, notify, and I'll let you know the next time I upload some videos and all that good stuff. And anyway, now that that's out of the way, we can continue. So, number one, numero uno, oil. Oil. You gotta check it or replace it, but it needs to be looked at. And, you know, I'm not due for my oil change yet, so all I did was real quick check. Was a little low, so I added some. Bob's your uncle. When I get back though from Sturgis, because I'll be doing quite a bit of miles, I will change my oil and my oil filter, but didn't need to. However, it doesn't take away from how important it is to check your oil. That is very, very, very important. Number two is, you know, lubing your cables, your control cables. For me, it's just my clutch, but it's still crazy important. So what I do is I buy a cable luber tool, which is this little device that you put on your clutch cable. You take your cable lube nozzle, stick it in there, give it a few squirts, and you're done. And the reason why that's important is I've had a cable break on me before because I didn't maintain it correctly. And nothing is worse than having a clutch cable break. That will straight up ruin your day. So, you know, inspect those cables, lube them. Use a cable lube. Don't use something like WD-40. You're just asking trouble if you use WD-40. Use an honest to goodness lube, cable lube, whatever. Number three is I check all my other fluids. So I'll check out my brakes and I'll check out my coolant. This is a liquid cooled bike, so I got to deal with coolant. And when I check on it, I don't just look at levels. I look at cleanliness. What's the color of it? Is it dirty? And if it is dirty, then I'll clean it, flush it, you know, all that stuff, and change it. But wasn't needed on this bike. I just needed to look at it, and everything was clean, so I was able to just throw it all back together. The one thing that I will do every time I take off the brake reservoir caps is I will take the seal and give it a good cleaning. Make sure that it's not dirty or cracked. I've had some seals on a brake reservoir crack and leak brake fluid on my bike, and it takes the paint off. So keep an eye on those things. Hey, let us see what else is another thing that I do. The intake, so cleaning the air filter. So for the bobbers or the Scouts in general, tank comes off because the filter is underneath the tank. So you take that sucker off, you give it a good inspection. If it needs to be replaced, you replace it. Me, I have a Trask Performance intake, so all I have to do is just clean it and put it right back on. So check, did that, no problem. The next thing that I will do is actually check the belt tension. Surprisingly enough, I just had new tires put on here, and the tension on the belt was actually not right. So I'm glad I double checked it when I did this kind of little spur of maintenance, because if I hadn't have, man, that'd sucked. I mean, belt tension is super important. That's how you keep the life of your belt pretty solid. Nobody coming. And because I actually had to tighten my belt, I also had to realign it. So no problem. Anytime you adjust the tension on your belt, you need to realign it, and it's not that difficult to do. At the end, I'll talk about a place to go get yourself a service manual that'll kind of help you walk through how to do all this stuff. But anyway, so that's important. And another thing that I will do is I will go through the bike, top to bottom, head to toe, front to back, with a can of like white lithium or some other kind of lubricant. Again, not WD-40, but some other kind of lubricant. And I check all the pivot points and I give it a good squirt. And not only am I lubing, but I'm also inspecting. I'm getting real close and personal with the bike, trying to understand and look at every little piece of it to make sure that it is healthy and in operating order. I want none of this stuff failing on me when I get out to Sturgis or on my way to Sturgis, because that would suck. So, you know, I'll lube things like the hand controls, you know, the brake lever, clutch lever, the foot controls. I'll lube the kickstand. I'll lube the shifting rod, the linkage. There's two little pivot bolts on the front and back. I'll lube those. You know, true story is I've actually had my a shift linkage break on me before because it seized up because I wasn't doing maintenance correctly. Well, I won't let that happen again. So, you know, I'm down here doing all that inspection, and I'm glad that I did, actually, because when I was down there on the shift linkage, what I found that my my radiator hose was seated kind of funny. So I reseated that, you know. So I'm kind of glad that I found that, was able to get down there and fix it before anything bad happened. And that's really why you do all this maintenance. That's really why you get down, you know, close and personal with the bike, is to keep it running and to make sure that you stay ahead of any potential problems that may pop up. And it's good for you to kind of get down there and wrench on your own and do your own maintenance. It's not hard. Maintenance on a motorcycle isn't difficult. But if you have somebody else do it for you, it can be really, really expensive. I mean, an oil change alone could potentially cost you, you know, a couple $100, because it can get expensive. And, you know, if you just, like, you know, we'll use that oil as an example. If you just change the oil yourself, it's only $75 to buy the kit for this Indian Scout bobber, and 30 minutes of my time, and it's done. Not supposed to do this. This is illegal. Nobody saw that. So yeah, that's kind of about it. So, you know, if anybody has any comments on like what they do, maybe something I could add to my repertoire of little things that I do, maintenance, kind of pre-flight checks before I go on any big rides, drop a comment, share with the class. We can all learn from each other. One thing that I was going to let you all in on is I'm not a mechanic. I'm an engineer, but you know, I'm a computer engineer. I'm not a mechanical engineer or anything like that. So, you know, I need help. So what I do, and I've done this for every bike that I have, and I've done it for every car that I've owned, is I've bought a service manual. So the owner's manual only gets you so far, but a service manual will show you everything you need to know about all the maintenance on your bike, walk you through how to do it, and give you pictures as well. So it's worth the investment, and it's not expensive. It's like $30. If you go to servicemanualwarehouse.com, you will find your service manual, and you know, it will at most cost you $30. Some are cheaper, but mine was $30. And it comes in PDF format, so you can kind of download it, keep it on your computer, and reference it, search it whenever you need to. It's a worthy $30 spent. I highly recommend it. So anyway, you know, like I hinted to, I'm headed to Sturgis. I'll be taking a whole bunch of video while I'm there, taking a whole bunch of pictures. I'm going to try and post my content as often as I can. But, you know, we'll see what I'm able to get to while I'm there. I will for certain be posting on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and go do that. It's Dad with a Bike on Instagram, just like it is on YouTube. And, you know, all my little adventures and escapades at Sturgis, I'll make sure I take some pictures and share with everybody. And I'm hoping to be able to have a video of kind of all the nifty places we ride. We're going to go Custer State Park. We're going to go see Rushmore, Deadwood, Needles Highway. I mean, all the big spots. We're going to go and check out all that stuff. So I suspect that the ride and the vistas and the views and all that stuff are going to be pretty epic. So I'm going to record all that and hopefully be able to piece together a really nice little montage to my trip to Sturgis, and I'll share it when I get that all edited and everything. So I'm crazy excited. And if any of y'all are going to be at Sturgis, you know, maybe we can find some time, meet up, and grab a beer while we are socially distanced as best as we possibly can at Sturgis. So saying that, I will bid you all adieu. You guys have a wonderful and epic day. Stay safe. Be nice to one another. And I'll see you next time. Peace.